So if you're in a horrible position like we were this weekend, then that's probably why you're watching this video. Hi, I'm SK, this is SK Lifestyle. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below. So, just like the title suggests, we have a double stack washer and dryer right here. We also have one of the pans at the bottom to catch some of the excess water. And yes, there is a hole at the bottom with a drain. So if an excess amount of water gets in there, it's gonna go right into the sewer system. We don't have to worry about it. But with that said, it's not as easy as just grabbing onto this big machine and lunging it forward and dragging the pan with it. But it just seemed like a quick thing that my wife wanted to do when she saw error code on the machine. She's like, hey, we need to get in the back of the washer and dryer to fix some filter or something. And so I'm like, all right, give a hand. Next thing you know, it turned into about 3.5 hours. So that's why I am doing this video. I'm gonna give you some actual tips, tell you the things that we struggled with, so at the very least, you are gonna be much better prepared to do this in one shot and not have all the issues that we did. So, one of the things I will show you on this video, however, is the back brackets that hold the top dryer to the washing machine. So, you can see those two brackets are very simple. It's just a little clip on top and 2 screws on the bottom. And honestly, the screws are like this. I'm surprised they're not longer, but they work. Now you can see our setup. We have it in what used to be a closet. It's all opened up now, but there's not a lot of room on this side. While it is easy to pull out this little cart here and get out the way and just unlatch the side over here, to get on this side was very difficult. So basically what I used was one of these right here. And I just clipped on one of the little attachment pieces and put on a screwdriver bit. And I just felt around in the back, and that's how I was able to get the other side done. Now, it's going to be key that you take off the dryer at the beginning to get to the washer in this situation. So again, we moved this out of the way. We unlatched both sides, and honestly, the dryer, you can see I can even lift it up just by myself right here. It's not very heavy. Me and my wife slid it forward, dropped it down on a little, on a rug, and just slid it forward so it got out of the way. So that way, when we were able to work with the washing machine, the dryer wasn't right in front of us. So I think just about any 2 adults, even maybe a regular sized teenager can help out and help you just lift this down. This probably weighs just about over 100 pounds. It's just bigger, but you can do it. What the easy part is now, and before that, of course, your dryer is hooked up. So please unplug both of these things and make sure you disconnect the gas. Now I will show you our setup now. So you can see we got a quick, easy on-off valve. I did that. We still opened the windows. We used a quick little fan. And when I unscrewed the connector piece, which I think was a 7/8 wrench, then you could smell a little bit of the vapor that was left in the hose. I still taped off the thing anyway, just in case anything was in there. But you should be fine as long as you completely turn off the gas. Make sure your CO2 detectors and carbon monoxide, those kind of detectors are all working for that kind of stuff. The ones that hopefully you have in the house that can detect gas as well. But as long as you turn it off, you should be fine. That said, it was all disconnected. We took it off, we put it down, slid it forward like I said. From there, what I did specifically was I got down and I squatted, and I had this piece here, and I just came straight up as much as I could while my wife was on the side here, and we just kind of lifted it and got one side over. Now, if you're not aware, this is not just a solid flat machine on the bottom. Many of these, I am assuming, especially if it's in the pan, are gonna have these little legs. Now the legs are about that tall, and they have a little round kind of plastic washer at the bottom. And their feet so that they can sit a little higher in the pan and overcome the lip right here. So that's what you need to get over this thing. Now the washer is a little heavier, probably almost about twice as heavy as the dryer, just about. So once we did that, then it was easy to just kind of wiggle it over and get it on the other side. And from there, what we did is pulled the washer all the way back, and you can take it out of the whole pan if you need to, but honestly, the pan is about 3 feet long, so you can just literally pull it all the way till it's almost out, and then do all your work in the back. Now again, remember, there's not a lot of room on the side, so it was definitely useful to do all that. Now from there, it was very simple. Again, the washing machine was unplugged as well, and she was able to do all her cleaning, fix the filter, and you know, she got it all done, and that was great. Now, putting it back in. Again, I may not be showing you these shots, but these tips will definitely save you a lot of time, because we're sitting there figuring out what's the best way, how do you do this, how do you do that. So if this is helpful to you, please hit that like button, share it with the other people that you know, and leave a comment down below. What has been your experience? What have you done? Or has this been your first time attempting and this video has helped you out? Please let me know and hit that subscribe button. Once we did that, what we tried to do, and this was our error, was we pushed the washing machine back into place, lifted it back over the lip, which isn't too bad. Then from there, we went and picked up the dryer and slid it on top. Then we tried to put on those brackets that I showed you earlier. Well, this side is very easy to get to. This side is not. Now, for some of you, maybe you have a double stack dryer and there's just tons of room around it. Then you're probably, maybe this video is a little helpful, but perhaps not as much. But I've seen other houses that have the same situation, even tighter, where there's just enough room for a double stack. So, and usually that's the reason why people have a double stack, because there's not as much room. Some people do want it just for the look or whatever. Yeah, I was able to get to this side and easily hook it on up, use the little ratchet, saw it all right there, it was fine. When it came to this side, it was hard enough to just reach back there with my ratchet, use my finger to feel around where the tip of the screw was, and then latch it in and ratchet it off and catch the screw with my finger and pull it back around. Now I'll show you what I look like doing this. Yeah, kind of crazy, right? But I was able to get it off, and at least we know that for next time, it's gonna be just as simple to get it off that way. You know, if you drop the screw, oh well, you're gonna be taking it off and pulling everything out so you can grab the screw once everything's away, but putting it back on. So it wasn't a good idea to push the washing machine back in, put this on, and start trying to latch it. So what you need to do is, once you're done with all your cleanup and everything, have the machine where it was before. You can kind of tilt it up a little bit and push it somewhat back. Not all the way, but just enough so that the weight of the washing machine is leaning into the pan. It's not leaning into the room. From there, what you want to do is pick up your dryer, put it on top, and now your washing machine and dryer will be out to about right here. So what I did from that point was go ahead and attach the brackets. Now, while I'm doing that, this is key. Please still have somebody else in the room. This dryer is not attached to anything at that moment. So my wife just sat here like this. No, all she had to do was have her arms out, because it's just gonna wobble a little bit, right? But if there's no one there to allow the wobble to be stabilized, while you're back here messing with the bracket, you may try to adjust it or something to get the bracket to line up. And so while you're doing that, this thing could easily topple over on somebody, perhaps on your own foot if you're kind of wedged out like this, or, and thankfully, hopefully no one gets hurt, but at the very least, this whole machine's gonna fall 4 feet down and be completely shattered and messed up. And I don't think you want any of that. So don't rush to just be on your own and got it from here kind of thing. Just make sure somebody's there to catch that and just have it stable. So once you got those two screwed in on either side, then you're pretty much ready to go. The only thing that we found that really worked when we tried to use like a crowbar and we kind of used our own, like, you know, our own power to try to lift it up, it just wasn't working at this time, because again, we have both machines together and there's not really a lot of room to like lean it all the way back and kind of wiggle it into place. So that's where you want one of these. Some kind of hand truck. This one is a special kind of one meant for actual appliances. you know, refrigerators and that sort of thing. So really what we did, and I'll scooch this out of the way just a little, and just so you understand, this is plastic right here, this door, but the whole front fascia of it is metal. You hear my ring tapping on it. It's all metal. So you can use the front of this lip, and this is much better than a crowbar because, as you can see, there's a whole front flat piece to it. So you can get a lot of leverage, and I'm not going to lift the whole thing up, but you will watch this move. See that shaking? So all you need to do is use something like this. If you don't, hopefully you have a couple people that can help you out, but that really gives you a lot of leverage, because what you can do is put it down here right at the lip under the corner. I'll show you what it looks like. And when you do that, you can just prop it up and get a lot of lift, and enough that somebody can sit here, you know, lifting it up with the hand truck, and I was over here, and just scooch it into place right over the lip. Do the same thing for the other side. And then once it's in the pan, it's really not hard to just kind of wiggle this thing. And I'm not going to do that because I already got our whole vent set up perfectly and everything. It's right where we want it. But it's not hard once it's in the pan to kind of jostle it around and move it into the exact position that you want it. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully these tips come off as helpful to you. Save you some time, unlike us where it took us a few hours of trying to toy with this thing and think of that thing. That's really why I wanted to do this video. So while it's not a whole time lapse of us doing it like I normally would, I really thought that me making this video would be beneficial even to a few people out there that are just trying to DIY like we were on the weekend with a certain problem that you need to get in the back, and you're just like, how the heck am I really going to do this? Do you really want to go spend a couple $100s on somebody to come out? Probably not. So if this was helpful, be sure to like, share with your friends, comment down below. Let me know if this was helpful or not, what your situation was. And as always, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the next video. SK Lifestyle.